Hello, I've finally got round to doing my painting guide, this time a decent one I think. I've just gone for my night shift, so I'm a bit fruity. I've been awake for about 14 hours now. So I've got on the table, I'm basing a lecture, and I'm going to do, got 3 Gaunts, I'm going to do a Steeler as well, but this guy's going to be on Gaunts, because that's what I messed up to start with, if that made any sense. I was mumbling away. But yeah, this one is going to be on Gaunts. Gaunts. Yeah, I'll give you a step-by-step guide. I'll stick some photos in, and if you can't follow it, then you've got to be pretty stupid, to be honest. Watch and enjoy. I've finished painting my Gaunts now. I think they are Golden Demon standard, definitely. Now these are finished the base coat, just waiting for it to dry now. I'm gonna dry brush it. I'll tell you about dry brushing in a minute. I'm just gonna give you a few tips in that whilst it's drying. Good mixing thing to have. CD. I use it to mix my colours, and so you can come back and you can try and match colours you've done in the past. I've done some in brown the other day, and you can see all these browns are pretty much the same because I used previous browns too. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Brown. I'm mixing brown. A 14-hour night shift sends you nuts, put it that way. What else I'm going to get? Tips. This big brush. This is the way forward. Other tips. Patience. Make sure you take your time. Don't get. Unlike me, I get fed up after a while and think, you know what, I just want to get this model finished, and I'll rush at the end, and you find the last bits of what the detailed bits are what make the model. So if you rush them, then you've just wasted however long you spent painting. This is only a basic guide as well. I'm just basically trying to show you how to paint as many models as quickly as you can. So I've only got 2 hours anyway, because I've got to be off fixing my bike in a minute. More tips. There's plenty of tips. Look on the internet, there's plenty of tips. Yeah, dry brushing is next. What am I waffling about? Hello, yeah, basically, I don't know how to work my camera, so all the other videos I filmed have no audio, so I'm basically mixing and matching. Yeah, basically I base coated it with, what did I base coat it with? 1 second. A mixture of Caltham Brown, the new foundation, mixed with dark flesh, because I found the dark flesh is watery and waters down the thick foundation. So yeah, basically base coat the whole thing, then dry brush it, as I said. Dry brushing, basically, it does exactly what it says on the tin. You get your paintbrush, you put paint on it. What I usually get is a bit of tissue, dab the paint in the brush on a dry brush, no water or anything, then wipe it on the tissue until literally it's hardly any paint's coming off, and then once you're at that stage, just lightly brush your model. I'm moving my hand here, you can't even see it, I'm just recording my voice. Yeah, you just brush with your hand basically, like you're feathering, and then you got a layer. What I do once I get my layer on is then I highlight like the chalky bits. I don't know how to explain it, but you see it when you dry brush it, you'll see it almost looks a bit chalky, and you could layer it and layer it and layer it, which you should do really. I have no patience, but I do like 2 or 3 layers, and where it's chalky I then just get my brush and just polish it off basically. Then yeah, once I've dry brushed it with my dwarf flesh, I then do the same process again with elf flesh, and then bleach bone, which leads on to my next clip where the sound does work. Right, you've seen the stills, and I've done that. In all fairness, I think the camera doesn't do it justice. I say it looks pretty rubbish, to be honest, when I take the stills of it, but it looks completely different in the flash. So finally, I'm going to do the tiniest dry brush of bleach bone over my I think it was elf flesh I did last. These are just basically highlighting raised areas. Stupid thing. done. You can't really see it. And then I, using a wet brush, dropped my camera. That's not really what I did it? Using a wet brush, only the most obvious raised areas, such as that around his tail, around his arm slightly, on the top of his muscle. I'm going to put bleach bone. You see what I'm doing? My fingers, but my hands in the way, innit? Raised area. The thing is, it doesn't matter anyway. It's like, if you can see, or when you see in the stills, you probably notice there were loads of areas where I filled in the cracks and the details with paint. But I'm gonna wash it in a minute anyway, so you don't have to take too much time on this. Can you even see what I'm doing? But the sun's in the eyes, isn't there? But what am I doing? I'll make you watch me do the whole lot. In the bleach bone. I'm tired. I was saying the stills don't really do it justice. I'm just picking off certain areas, mainly the race stuff. So I'm going to wash it next anyway. So you notice a big difference once I put the wash on. I'll do there. So I'm no master. I did have a white scar. I mean, I did get some commission for it, but to be honest, I don't really play Warhammer. I just paint. And a little truth: no one really knows I collect Warhammer. It's my dark secret, to be honest. So if my mates find out I collected Warhammer still, they'd probably kick my head in. Or they'd try anyway. I hide it all under my bed with my son's toys. This is taking longer than I thought. Patience still. That's the key in it. That'll do. It's only a basic guide, innit? You want to get these gaunts on the table, and you want to start some kicking ass. You won't kick much ass with gaunts, but this is going to be a quick guide anyway, so I'm not going to rush it too much. I mean, I'm not going to take my time too much. I'm going to rush it as much as I can. That'll do. Take a still of him. Next, I'm going to wash him, the dirty bugger. Alright, next stage, I washed it. I did film it, me washing it, but I think I'm so knackered, I'm mumbling away, and no one can understand my accent anyway. But yeah, I washed the figure. It takes about 20 odd minutes to dry. But I'm thinking out loud and looking at this, thinking this looks rubbish. But can you sort of see what I've done? Yeah, basically I've washed it head to toe. I've done a heavy layer of wash. Once it's dry, I'll highlight little bits of areas and this and that, and I seriously need some sleep. But yeah, once the wash is dry, I highlight the areas and I start doing the canopy or shell, whatever you want to call it, and I'll do some details and weapon, and I'll probably have some sleep as well. Yeah, I washed it. Not rocket science. Stick your brush, one of these, in the paint, like that, ogre and flesh, all over. Simple.